Get a glimpse to the future of quantum computing with the QISKIT runtime. Our physical systems and simulators, that is the cloud-based simulators of quantum system, now enable us to experience frictionless quantum computing, and that is the ability to execute quantum programs in an environment where the classical computer is physically closer to the quantum computer. We can test programs and algorithms and develop new models with our cloud-based quantum runtime for drastically improved capacity and higher performance today. Important thing is, because this service is in beta phase, so many functions are not yet available and are still under development. So why we use QISKIT runtime? Why we have to use QISKIT runtime? Firstly, we can run our experiments with an improved architecture. Example, for variational algorithms, the loop between the classical and the quantum computation will happen with low latency connection to the quantum device. Secondly, we can use primitives to get started quickly. So primitive programs provide a simplified interface for building and customizing the application. We can submit circuits and return short counts and observable expectation values. Next, we can upload and iterate. We can upload our own QISKIT quantum program and run it with different input and configuration each time. Last, we can receive intermediate result as we do execution runs. Overview of primitive programs. So with QISKIT runtime, a new set of interface is being introduced in the form of primitive programs to expand how user run jobs on quantum computer. For example, someone is doing algorithm research and development cares about information beyond counts. So they are more focused on efficiently calculating quasi probabilities and expectation value of observables. So these primitives are designed to provide methods that make it easier to build modular algorithm and other high order programs. With the first set of primitive program, it enables the capabilities that allows user to extract more performance out of the QISKIT runtime service. So the two available primitives are the sampler and the estimator. Sampler allows a user to input a circuit and then generate an error mitigated readout of quasi probabilities, and estimator allows a user to specify a list of circuits and observables and provide the ability to selectively group between the list to efficiently evaluate expectation values. How to use primitives? So the primitive program interface are based on the type of task we want to execute on the quantum computer, and the corresponding data that we want is returned as a result. So once we have identified the appropriate program for our appropriate primitive for our program, we can use QISKIT to prepare inputs such as circuits and customizable option that allows us to optimize the job. Let's walk you through the steps to set up the QISKIT runtime service instance and log into the service instance and run your first job on quantum computer. The first step is to create a service instance. From the QISKIT runtime provisioning page, you can choose the appropriate service plan depending on what you need to access. The available plans are the light and the standard. Light plan, in this the free simulators only plan to help you to get started with QISKIT runtime, and here you learn to use QISKIT runtime using the examples and the tutorials for the one of the pre-built programs available for executing circuits efficiently. And as standard, it is a pay-as-you-go model for accessing IBM quantum system. Build your own programs and leverage all the benefits of QISKIT runtime by running on real quantum hardware. After completing all this, then you need to click on the create, and next step is to install a QISKIT packages, and you need to install it to your development environment. And the third step is to authenticate to the service. To authenticate to the service, need to call QISKIT runtime service with your IBM Cloud API key and CRN, that is cloud resource name. and find your access credential by finding API key, and find your cloud resource name, that is CRN. Next step is to optionally save your credentials to the disk. If you don't save your credential to the disk, you have to specify your credential every time. You have to specify your credential every time you start a new session. If you have save your credential to the disk, you can use that in the future to initialize your account. Next step is to test your setup. You can run the Hello World program to ensure that your environment is set up properly or not. Then choose a program to run. As QISKIT Runtime uses primitive programs to interface with quantum computers, and the following programs are publicly available, and the primitive programs, namely sampler and estimator. For more information, you can visit two more links. You can view the API references, and second is learn more about IBM quantum computing. As soon as you open the second link, a page open up there, and on this page you will learn more about the access plans, the premium plan and pay as you go plan, open plan. All the information, detailed information is available here, and it will help more. And the technical services, that is quantum accelerator, and all the detailed information you can get on this page.